Introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. On 1st and 10, McNabb. And his first pass is incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's McNabb. And right away, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
McNabb looking left side. That's complete to Oliver. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down.
Watch the whip. Kill.
They go with Leonard Fournette, third-year back from LSU. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now Leonard Fournette. And this time they're able to bottle him up as they'll stop him at the line of scrimmage. Patrick Onwuasor up to make the tackle.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
McNabb to throw. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. A gain there of 21 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. A play fake. Now McNabb. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. 24 yards. And the Jaguars drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll make it across the 20. As his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now it's Jackson. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now on 2nd and 16. Jackson flush to his right. And I think the ball's out.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
Throwing is Jackson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Well, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. The first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from the Motor City. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. They go play action here on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Patrick Owasor. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
He's going to go deep for Conley. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and pressure advantage.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, McNabb. And the catch made here by Marquise Lee. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion. From the gun, here's McNabb. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The first throw for the backup Foles. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Willie Henry. Able to get in there and run him down for what's going to be a loss of 15 yards all told. Well, Foles and the Jags now have to deal with a 3rd and long after that sack. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Give him 30 yards there. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Foles. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Tyus Bowser Leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. Another try after the first down sack. Foles. He's going to go deep for Conley. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. That's complete. It's Rawls. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else.
Well, that's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle. Right? No big plays given up. No balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean? Break out the just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
RG3 going to bring the Ravens up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On second and very short, Griffin.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Steps away to his left. And the pressure gets to him again.
Partner, the Mike linebacker, the middle linebacker has so many different responsibilities. How excited do you think he was to get home with that blitz?
Yeah, he wants a sack. He got it. On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. This is fielded at the 27. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Jaguars. Keelan Cole, 63 yards. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post grab?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And that makes our score 17-0. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw it right into it for an interception.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. A pass complete here to Conley, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Ravens will take over at their own 20-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Setting up the screen here to Edwards. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
Here we go. Mike.
To throw is RG3. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, but they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going in.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now Foles. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. After the sack on 1st down, Foles. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Chris Conley, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Elsewhere on this Sunday in the NFL, they're in the 2nd quarter in Detroit. It's the Lions that have grabbed the early lead. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll go back to Edwards on 1st down. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Final play of the half. It's Griffin. He uncorks it for Snead. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Probably not likely to see many starters in the second half as we get back at it underway in this preseason opener. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. RG3 going to bring the Ravens up 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Now Griffin. Being chased out left. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And they're able to get this one across the 35. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Throwing now, Griffin on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players than football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
To try again after the sack. Griffin, and that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with him.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now a pass hauled in downfield. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
And tough sledding. They'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play. An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
They begin with a run by Fournette. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll run it again with Fournette. 4-yard. On the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. On 3rd down, Fournette. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Third and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. First down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And all of a sudden, they're knocking on the door inside Baltimore's 10. A big third down play there for the Jags. 59 yards. Foles. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Terrell Pryor that time, but it'll be second and goal.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. 5 yards on the touchdown run. And the Jaguars add on to their lead.
And while no one on the offensive line will get the 6 points next to their name, they should be credited with this one. Tremendous blocking to get the runner into the end zone.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. RG3 going to bring the Ravens up first and 10 at their own 22. Now it's Griffin. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. He's got a man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 36 yards on the play. Now, look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to...
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 13. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. From the 31, Foles. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. They'll set up to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Carr. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter defensively. They did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Back now in Baltimore. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch twist. Watch twist.
Ingram again. And he'll be taken down at the 18. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now Griffin. He'll get this to Edwards out of the backfield. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Griffin. That's into the hands of Edwards. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third.
Well, he strung it out as far as he could, and I like the fact that he kept his eyes downfield, but he finally ran out of time and room. But I'll take that over forcing it downfield and possibly having it intercepted.
On third down, Griffin. Complete. It's Irvin. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. 10 more there and another first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. 2 yards on the touchdown there, and the Ravens cut into that lead. So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2. Griffin. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. Away following the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Fournette, a first down carry. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jalen Ferguson in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. Well, Foles and the Jags now have to deal with a 3rd and long after that sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He finds his running back, Rawls. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. They needed 19, and that's precisely what they got. And by the length of a football, it's a first down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Now Foles off the play fake to Fournette. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Yeah, they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Let's go. Let's do this.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. They go back to the ground now with Fournette. Oh, Fournette loses it. It's out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
No coach or team's ever happy when someone has a turnover, but if there's ever a good time to do it,
preseason.
Yeah, right now. You know that come regular season, he's going to be ready to go, and maybe he'll remember, yeah, I don't want to do this when it comes time for the games to count.
They'll roll him out right. Now a and at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Jordan Lasley, 47 yards. And the Ravens capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And it is good. That cuts the lead now to 11, 24-13 our score. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Six. 64.
Fournette on the counter. He's got daylight. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette, 48 yards. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Ravens take over first and 10. At their own 20-yard line. Check back 21. Let's go, team. Let's go.
They go play action with Griffin. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here. After first and second down went backwards, it's third and very long.
We own them. Delta, 21, right 21. Check back.
Out of the gun, Griffin. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the former first-round pick, DJ Hayden. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line.